They are neighbors now. I know it seems so coincidental.
She said she had just months to
faked
live.
it.
Isn't there any other way to get his attention besides tell him you're dying of cancer?
Hey guys, love guys. Today we are going to watch the biggest liars of America. So this is a compilation of the biggest liars of America. So what did they do in their life and how did they cheat the whole country? Let's see this video and like how it might be the everybody was shocked to see like.
I think we have seen that video, that girl was lying that she has cheated on his husband. What was that name of the show?
Which
We saw that's a whole show and people used to discuss their problems and they used to call them that you are a liar. So it's kind of similar. You don't remember that show?
No. I think so you might be talking about Who is the Father.
Who's the father, right?
So that is a very different show. This is just a compilation of the real liars.
Oh.
Real life liars and what did they do and what happened. So let's watch this.
Video.
Last year, Kate McClure's seemingly heartwarming story went viral. She said she was stranded on the outskirts of Philadelphia when homeless veteran Johnny Bobbitt Jr. spent his last $20 to buy her gas.
I was driving down 95 and ran out of gas, so I pulled over to the side of the road.
She needed the help. She took the help.
With the title Paying It Forward, the GoFundMe page, coordinated by McClure and her then boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, raised more than $400,000.
Wow.
Like winning the lottery.
But the ruse unraveled in a shocking twist.
The entire campaign was predicated on a lie.
Authorities say it was all a coordinated scam from the start. The cover photo on the page, staged. They say all three were in on the elaborate hoax.
D'Amico, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause.
McClure and Bobbitt both pled guilty in federal court. D'Amico has pleaded not guilty. Colorado mom Kelly Renee Turner's bucket list for her terminally ill daughter went viral in 2017. Her story
this is but so bad, how like this happens when one homeless person we know are they do not have something to eat and something to do, but when this news goes viral, so the trust for other homeless people also goes away. And this happens with beggars also. In India also there are so many beggars, so like if one beggar does bad things, so like everybody thinks that okay, if we give to beggar then they will go and drink and smoke and do this and this, so nobody gives to beggar. So this is something very bad for the whole community.
Made its way to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. 7-year-old Olivia Gaunt died from what her mother claimed was a rare disease.
And we don't know how much longer she has.
But authorities now say it was all a lie.
The first child dies, the mother then induces illness on yet another child so she can continue this fraud, continue getting attention.
Turner was indicted on 2 counts of murder and 11 other charges, including receiving fraudulent Medicaid payments of more than $500,000 and theft associated with a GoFundMe account.
Several years later, it was told to me that...
How can a mother do that? Like
So bad.
making your child ill yourself just so that you can get the
Attention
free
and the
payments. Not
money.
attention, it's the payments. Continuous payments for that. What is the world getting to? What is this?
the cells had developed into cancer. And so we had to do more procedures and treatment that time. And at that time, I did lose my hair, and it was a very scary, emotional time in my life.
You said you lost your hair, but you didn't. You shaved your head.
In the beginning, I shaved my head to where my hair was very short, yes.
You put our producer on the phone with a nurse, Sharon Hodges.
Yes.
She treated you?
Well, she was one of the nurses there.
She told the producer that you went through cancer treatment, several months of chemo in 2012. Because when you called Sharon Hodges on your cell phone, the name Jenny came up in the screen.
No, well, yeah, because I know Sharon.
But you have Sharon in your cell phone under Jenny?
No. I called Jenny's phone. I said, is this Sharon? She said, no, she said, this is Jenny Carey. I was like, oh, I need to talk to Sharon.
Why would Sharon be with Jenny?
Because we were all friends. Does that not make sense?
Not at all.
Okay.
We called back to that hospital and asked for Sharon Hodges.
Okay.
and they said there's no Sharon Hodges that works there.
Oh.
When you put our producer on the phone this morning speaking to Sharon Hodges, they were actually speaking to Jenny.
No, that still wasn't Jenny.
Who was it?
Her name is Sharon.
What was she doing at Jenny's house?
They are neighbors now. I know it seems so coincidental.
She said she had just months
So
to
you
live.
faked it.
Isn't there any other way to get his attention besides tell him you're dying of cancer?
I'm the mother of his children, and he wouldn't call me.
Jessica showed him a letter from a doctor. It said she was dying.
Did the ruse work? Did he come back?
He insisted that I moved in right away.
So it worked. The lie.
She cut off her hair and wore a wig at her wedding to make it look like she'd had chemotherapy. And get this.
Did you pretend to go to cancer treatment?
Maybe
Sessions,
what,
or-
like 3 or 4 times at max.
Yeah.
What?
She would have her mother drop her off at the doctor's office.
What would you go do?
Nothing. Just sit there.
Oh my
When
god.
people began donating things for the wedding, Mike was touched and called the newspaper, suggesting they do a story about the community's generosity.
He goes, hey, guess what? There's going to be an article about our wedding. And I was like, to myself, my inner monologue, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot get out of this.
The article prompted even more donations.
You got a free wedding dress. You got free rings.
Those are all
You got a free honeymoon. You got free airfare to Aruba for the honeymoon.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't free.
Flowers, hair and makeup for you, and 7 bridal attendants.
But even as she sobbed her vows, Jessica was still lying.
As I become your wife, I want you to know the day I'm no longer physically here,
What a
I will
fakester.
always kiss you goodnight.
He did not
Even
knew.
during this lovely wedding, you're still lying.
For a liar.
During the vows, yeah, because that was part of, we decided to write personal vows, and I had to mention that.
Called the doctor and gave them her name and her social security. And they asked for the letter, so I scanned it and emailed it. And they said, what is this? And I said, oh boy.
The good news? His new bride wasn't dying of cancer. The bad news? She never had been. The whole thing was a hoax.
So what do you feel at that point? Anger?
I was enraged.
Once he knew his wife would live, Mike dumped her and made another call to the newspaper. The public punishment began immediately.
Turns out she's perfectly healthy, and now she's been indicted for duping the community.
Tabloids, television, and internet scorning her as a shameful sicko, a gold-digging bridezilla. Jessica traded her white dress for an orange jumpsuit when she was arrested and spent 50 days in jail.
Only
But
50
things are
days.
looking up for her now. Her husband Mike has taken her back.
Wow,
I tried to
Mike.
hate her.
What a man.
It was an act.
So in love
You
with
can't
her.
help who you love.
So how many of those people we see at your wedding dancing and drinking and celebrating, how many of those people do you still speak to?
None.
This woman was being tried for a DUI in court.
That is so bad, and what a crazy story. Like the woman loved the man, and then she cut her hair off and did everything to get him back. And showed that I have cancer, went to doctor fake, chemo fake, everything
and then
fake.
she was just sitting inside that clinic
And-
doing nothing.
You know, it says that when you tell one lie, you have to say 100 lies more.
But when you say truth, you don't have to remember what you said, because of course truth is the same. And if you are lying, you have to keep on changing the statement.
And you have to say 100 more lies, and that's what happened. So and what happened was his husband was like the newspaper should know, and that is when she got hurt, because till the time it was her husband that was getting fooled, it was okay. And I would say like Mike is a great man, because I think so. She's very very cunning, and he does not deserve her, but he still falls
Because
for
he
her.
was so in love with her, like he couldn't control
He
himself.
still went back. Wow.
As it went along, it was discovered that the information provided by the cop who arrested her was questionable.
I don't know what was going on. All I know I was crying.
The officer said he didn't ask her to do a breathalyzer test because no one from the sheriff's office was available to do it. Even so, he indicated she had an unlawful blood or breath alcohol level, which automatically suspended her license for 6 months.
The evidence showed there are breath test operators always available to give a breath test, and that this officer said that there is not, which is not true.
But you did not know what her blood or breath alcohol was at all, did you?
Were you drunk?
Oh no, excuse me, I'm sorry.
The jury found her guilty, but Seminole County Judge Fred Schott threw out the verdict and went on a tirade accusing the officer of lying and even of maybe breaking the law.
The DMV is in charge of suspending licenses.
Yeah,
They
when
received the ticket
officers
from the
lie to
officer.
them,
Correct, Your Honor, and that's why Patriots...
then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for
He
perjury?
he admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied.
It's not a
on
mistake.
sworn
Absolutely not,
citation.
Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing.
The state's position
I'm dismissing.
You
I
cannot
am.
summarily dismiss,
I
Your
am
Honor,
dismissing.
without
I am
motion
dismissing.
for us
Oh,
to be able to
the judge is like,
No.
God, he's
I'm
going to
dismissing
break the
charge.
table.
To take it up on appeal with him lying about it. Case should have never been done. Never.
Young Jasmine shot dead in a drive-by shooting that hooked the nation, mainly because of a description of the gunman as given the day of the shooting by Jasmine's mother and her sisters.
Those sisters again said that's exactly what the shooter looked like.
But we now know this wasn't a hate crime, at least racial prejudice wasn't the driver, as investigators arrested and charged 2 black men in connection with Jasmine's killing. The man in the sketch the Harris County Sheriff's Office now believes is a witness who was driving this red truck, speeding in an attempt to flee. So how'd this happen? What led LaPortia Washington to believe that they were shot because they're black?
And let me touch on that.
God.
And when we went to the hospital, that wasn't crossing her mind.
Buffin says once word about the shooting became news, it went viral. From there, activists swarmed her family, listening to LaPortia and her daughter's description of a white gunman, telling them this was likely a hate crime.
We trust me, we tried. We was in distress. We apologize.
This is so
we
bad.
apologize.
Despite the arrests of 2 men identified as suspects, Cantrell says as recent as today, there have been threatening comments on her Facebook page because of a link drawn between her uncle, Robert Cantrell, and the sketch the Harris County Sheriff's Office released last Thursday. Activist Sean King, with 1 million followers, spread it even farther. Haley, who fears for her uncle and her family's safety, wants this to spread too. He is innocent of this terrible crime.
Man wrongly accused of killing a 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes found dead in a jail cell.
He did not do it. These liars are so bad, they make you hate you. And like, the thing is, they make you hate them. The thing is, like, the last one also was using race, and that was very bad because now it is a very serious topic, like if somebody is a racist or not, and they are using that to show that okay, they are going against all the black people, and this is not right. Also, like, the homeless GoFundMe scam was a crazy one, because like how they just fooled everyone by saying that okay, this is a homeless man, and people are very, very generous. They gave them a lot of money, but then in the end it was all caught up. So it was crazy.
This was crazy video, of course, and what I think about this, that these are some kind of selective cases, because these are some that came on camera. There are a lot of cases, a lot of liars who are using people for, because we know we all are liars, but it's not that we are taking advantage of somebody and using just that girl did that cancer thing, and she has put a lot of efforts that to look real. Even she cutted her hair and wearing wig and all, but that man Mike took her back, and these kind of men exist. I still don't believe.
Wow, and he is actually very, very great. So what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
subscribe.
Bye.